In this video, I'll show you step by step how you can use Google Search Console as a beginner. I'll show you how to set up and track your performance in Google Search Console and to boost your results in Google Search. The first thing we'll need to do is set up Google Search Console. We'll need a Google account to do this. Go to Google, search for Google Search Console. You want this link, Google Search Console, sign in to continue. You'll need to create an account and log into Google Search Console. I already have an account, so I came to this page. Now, there are 3 ways to set up Google Search Console in an easy manner. There are more ways, but I find these are the easier options. The first is if you already have a Google Analytics account, it will automatically set up your Google Search Console as long as you use the same account. So to do that, you can use this URL prefix. You enter your URL over here, hit continue, and as long as you are logged in through the same Google account that is using Google Analytics, it will automatically also register on Google Search Console and you're done. The other option is to use DNS settings. To do that, you'll have to enter your domain in the domain value, hit continue. Here you get this txt DNS record. You need to add it to your domain name server, either at your hosting or if you use something like Cloudflare over there. So I use Cloudflare and these are the DNS settings for my domain. I can add this record over here as a txt value and then I'll need to verify it over here that this is my domain. And then I'm done. Once you add your DNS value, you can hit verify. It will take a few minutes to propagate the DNS values in your DNS server. Once that is done and you hit verify here, it will get verified and you can start using Google Search Console for your domain. The third and the simplest option, and which I recommend, is using Google Sitekit, but you can only do this if you are using WordPress. So it is a plugin in WordPress that will automatically set up Google Search Console and Google Analytics as well for you. In the WordPress dashboard, go to plugins, add new plugin, search for Sitekit by Google, install and activate Sitekit by Google. Go to the dashboard. Initially, you'll need to connect your Google account so that it can start setting up Search Console. I already had started this, so that's why it's come to this. But you will see a page where you'll need to connect your Google account. Once you connect Sitekit to your Google Search Console, you'll see that it shows Search Console is gathering data. It will start collecting your data. It can take a few days when it starts showing up in Google Search Console. When you go back to Google Search Console, you'll see that it has started processing data. This will again take a few days till it starts processing and you start getting information. The next thing we want to do is add a sitemap in Google Search Console. This will encourage Google to find our posts and start indexing them. So always recommend that you add your sitemap to Google. Your website will have a sitemap by default, especially if you're using WordPress. You can either use that or use any plugin like RankMath to generate a sitemap and then add that. So let's look at how we can do this. Here is a sitemap for my website, shipreneur.com/sitemap_index.xml. This is generated by RankMath SEO plugin that I have installed on my website. By default, WordPress also creates an XML that you can use, which is wp-sitemap.xml. Using RankMath gives a better version of the XML, so I suggest using that. You copy this link to the XML, head over to Sitemaps in Google Search Console, and then you add it over here. You only need to add the part of sitemap index.xml. Click submit. So below it shows all your submitted sitemaps. In our case, it automatically took it because we have connected to Sitekit, but basically when you add any sitemap, it will show over here and it shows success. So your sitemap is correctly processed and Google is able to read it and be able to index your post. Already it is showing that it has discovered 12 pages over here. If there are any video pages, it will also show discovered videos. Now, one thing you need to be careful is that your pages are set to be indexed. When you use something like WordPress, you have a setting so that you enable search engines to be able to index your pages. Make sure you have it enabled and don't disable indexing. In your WordPress reading settings, you have this search engine visibility. Discourage search engines from indexing the site. Make sure this is not checked. If this is checked, your pages won't get indexed in Google and won't have a chance to rank. So again, make sure this is unchecked and then save change. Now you need to give some time for your web pages to get indexed in Google. It can take few days, weeks, sometimes even months. But what I would encourage you to do is whenever you publish a post, you can request Google for indexing. You can use their URL inspector to do this. Let's look at how these pages look in Google. I'll show you example of some other sites I have, and I've already been using Google Search Console for a while. Go to pages. It shows you the pages which are indexed in green and not indexed. If you scroll down, it will show you the reasons why these pages are indexed or not indexed. You can have crawled, currently not indexed, excluded by no index tag, page with redirect, soft 404, not found, discovered, currently not indexed. Initially, when you set up your website, you will find that many times it is scrolled, currently not indexed, or discovered, currently not indexed. It just takes Google some time to start indexing because there are so many websites, so many pages generated every day. So it can take a while for getting indexed in Google. So those pages then fall in this scroll, currently not indexed, or discovered, currently not indexed. Excluded by no index tag is the one which I mentioned. If for some reason some of your pages get hit with this no index tag, then they won't be able to be indexed in Google. So you need to be careful that your useful pages don't fall in this category. So I have seen people again have that setting in WordPress enabled where it's discouraging search engines to index, and it's only like weeks or even months later they realize that, okay, this is the reason why my pages are not being indexed in Google. Over time, we want as many of our pages as possible to be indexed in Google and as fast as possible. So one option which I suggested to encourage Google to index is the URL inspection tool. This tool will help you check your post, how it appears to Google, and if there are any errors, and you can also request indexing for that. So go in Google Search Console and the URL inspection. Here you can add any URL of your web page. Whenever you publish a post, you can add your URL over here. This shows that the URL is on Google, which means it's already indexed. If it was not indexed, you could have clicked this request indexing and it will get requested for indexing in Google. If there are any errors, it will show on this page. Right now there are no errors, so it's showing page is indexed and it has this HTTPS enabled and there are no errors as such. Let's look at the experience section of Google Search Console. In the experience section, you have page experience, core web vitals, HTTPS. So it's 2024. I hope you have HTTPS enabled on your website. Otherwise, you should not be having a website. So the first thing you do that if you don't have it right now, get HTTPS enabled on your website. Now Google has given us this page experience and core web vitals, which shows how well or how easy it is to use your website, which include the speed of the website and components on the website, how easy they are to access. So this gives us a general overview of how good your current web pages are. The main thing people struggle with is core web vitals, where your page speed can be slow, causing users to drop off. My recommendation is to have your page speed inside at least 80 and above. So I created a video showing how you can boost your Google page speed above 90, and you can do this for free. So check that out. Let's look at how we can use Google Search Console to improve our rankings in Google and give boost to our pages. You can check this performance tab in Google Search Console. You can filter out how much do you want to compare. So by default, it's for the last 3 months. You can have it for 6 months, 12 months, 16 months, 28 days. I typically use the 3-month period. It shows you the total impressions that your pages are getting, means how many times it gets showed in the Google results. The total clicks is how many times users have then clicked on and then visited your pages. The average CTR is the click-through rate. So how many times the impression was shown and how many users clicked on those pages. And finally, it shows the average position of your web page. Each web page, where is it ranking in the top 3, 10, so it will show a number of the ranking position. You want the total impressions to be higher, you want the total clicks to be higher, you want the average CTR to be higher, and you want the average position to be lower. So this shows you the chart of all of them. Below it shows the queries for which your web pages are ranking, different queries and the impressions they are getting, the clicks they are getting for those impressions, the conversion rate with CTR, and the position of that. So you can go in each of them and it will give you more details for each of those keywords. You can check which page itself is ranking for that particular keyword. Now when you're looking at these keywords, you can sort them out based on number of clicks, number of impressions it's getting in the position. Basically you want that if your keywords are getting high impression, they should also get clicked. So here we are seeing that my page is getting some impressions, but there are no clicks, and the position also is quite low. It's at the 46th position. So it can happen that either I don't have a post and it's going to some other posts which are ranking lower because of that. So I need to create a post specific to this keyword so that it starts ranking, or I need to update my existing post so that it can have a chance of ranking. So if your keywords are coming in the top 3, then that's a good sign that you are ranking well. You need to check your click-through rate then. If the click-through rates are low, like 0, 1%, 2%, you can try increasing it by changing the titles so that people are encouraged to click on your pages. If you are ranking above 3 position, so then you need to check your competition. If you need to optimize your pages and maybe I have more backlinks, and how can you compete with them and come into the top 3. If you are ranking more than 10, like in the second page, that's also a good chance that you can rank further. You need to check again, are you ranking for the existing keyword on some page, or there's no content about it and you have a chance to create some new content for such a page that can start ranking on it. So if I see one of my examples, Cadencia starter template, it is getting impressions and some clicks. The click-through rate also is good, and it's at position 11. So I can try and increase this. I need to check the competition. I need to check my existing page, whether it's correctly optimized. Is there even content for this, or is it just ranking for some few sentences on an incorrect page? So I need to go and do this analysis, and then I can start ranking even higher and get more impressions and more clicks. Click on the keyword, go to pages. So this is the page that I've created related to this keyword, and it seems that it is related and I can optimize this page. Maybe I need to check the competition and see if there is strong competition, or I can beat some more of them by optimizing my pages, maybe having some backlinks to it. Let's check another keyword. So this keyword is getting some impression, but it's a very low position. Click on this, check which page is actually ranking. So this is not a page on my website, this is an affiliate link, but it's showing me that it's getting impressions and it is a ranking. So what I can do is I can create a page on my website, write some good content around this keyword, and then I'll start ranking for this and probably have higher position, higher impressions, higher clicks for this. So this is how you can find opportunities using Google Search Console as a beginner. You have the option to optimize your existing pages and rank higher. You have the option to check keywords that currently you don't have content in but are ranking, and you can start creating content for that and get a boost in the rankings. You can start adding these keywords to some of your pages and optimize them and see an easy increase in traffic. That's all you need to start using Google Search Console and see a performance increase and boost in your traffic as a beginner. If you have any questions or you need any help, comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.